More than 35 million people pass through Sky Harbor International every year. It's one of the busiest airports in the world. More than 1,200 flights a day.
Do you have your boarding passes?
And more than 600 tons of luggage.
We have 3 bags going to Burbank.
It's already expensive to fly, and unless you're flying Southwest, chances are you're now paying an extra $25 a bag. A bag that's checked.
Just to see a photo ID, please.
Scanned, placed on a plane, and expected to arrive at your final destination. On the outskirts of Phoenix, where desert meets development, shopping centers are a dime a dozen. There's Desert Ridge, the Promenade, Kierland, Scottsdale Quarter, and then there's City North.
This was the most egregious, heinous giveaway of Phoenix citizen money.
Move around, let's go.
Joe Diaz has been knocked down.
All right, time.
His career ended by a powerful blow, not by a fighter in the ring.
Stay on top now.
Instead, Arizona's most prominent boxing manager says corruption at the highest levels of state government brought him to the brink of bankruptcy and resulted in his license being revoked. 6 months later, his license to train and manage fighters was revoked. Records show Mary Rose Wilcox presided over that decision.
They will do everything in their power to put you out of business.
But Diaz says it's not only destroyed his career.
30 seconds.
He says widespread corruption involving the Boxing Commission has destroyed the sport and kept millions of dollars from pouring into the economy.
Keep punching, keep punching.
But I'm telling you, I'm not backing down for what they did.
I was very concerned about him.
The him Stewart is talking about is Terry Wayne Smith, a California native living in Phoenix who has a history of violent crime.
I figured that Terry was involved in this.
Stewart has told prosecutors he sees a connection between Smith, Goudeau, and the Baseline killings.
Terry Smith had come home that night with blood all over his shirt. It was the same date.
Stewart told prosecutors he can place Terry Wayne Smith at the scene of the crime, here at 91st Avenue and Lower Buckeye. In the tapes, Stewart claims Terry Wayne Smith was released from jail 48 hours before the lunch truck murders and that he had gone to his mom's house, who at the time was living in a new home near this area, 5 miles from the crime scene.
At more than 350 miles, the border between Arizona and Mexico seems endless.
One of the sensors went off.
Many walk for miles, traveling for days in the open desert, risking their lives to cross illegally.
So much snow in front of them.
And when darkness creeps in,
31, go ahead. We've got eyes on them right now.
they hope to disappear from detection.
It's unlikely that they'll get away.
Because someone, something is watching. Rancher John Ladd says he's familiar with situations like the one the predator is tracking.
Oh, the amount of damage is just unbelievable. The fences they tear up, the water they break, the pipes and let it run.
He says Border Patrol agents capture hundreds of undocumented immigrants on his 14,000 acres every week, and some never make it off his ranch.
We've had 11 dead people on the ranch.
Ladd says he discovered 2 of those bodies. He says the Predator program might help reduce the ongoing problem.
That's absolutely a great tool, and we need anything that is going to help control the illegal activities coming across into our country.
From the time you arrive at Sky Harbor International, you're under constant surveillance. Tens of millions of your tax dollars spent on an elaborate security system. X-ray equipment, cameras, police officers, security guards, and TSA. But tonight, the ABC 15 investigators exposed security concerns that airport officials are refusing to talk about.
This is information that needs to be brought forward. We need to know these things.
Huge gaps in Homeland Security, an entire network of surveillance cameras that failed to work properly for months.
How critical are these cameras?
They're very critical.
Internal documents exposing a system-wide breakdown in security at the 9th busiest airport in the world.
Well, it sends a horrible message.
He's State Senator John Huppenthal,
Chairman of the Senate Education Committee.
Outraged by what was going on at the conference,
How in the world could they think that this was appropriate to go to a 4-star resort?
Huppenthal says,
Obviously, it just reeks of a taxpayer-funded vacation.
The implications are almost too profound to put into words without sounding like an alarmist.
I had never felt that type of, it's terror. It's not frightened. I've been frightened and scared for things, but this was something I'd never experienced or felt.
There's always that feeling in the back of your head, what could I have done? Could I have said something? Could I have done something? Was I too much into myself for my own things that I couldn't see how bad he was hurting?
Well, unfortunately, in the age of electronic transmission of tickets, it's very difficult to do it any other way where you have absolute certainty.
Even if they think there's not a problem, there clearly is.
If you had expired food and bad food temperatures on top of it, and a employee that wasn't washing their hands, now you're starting to put a couple extra bullets in the gun.